Welcome to DML Discovery Metal Legion. Today's On a Fly album review. That's right. I recently discovered Carach Angren. Now, at first I wasn't really impressed with their music, and this was years ago. It's taken me years to finally get into this band, and I finally exposed myself to more Carach Angren. Now, in case you don't know, Carach Angren are a Netherlands band hailing from Landgraaf, Limburg. That's right, I'm just reading on Metal Archives because I really just doing this review on the fly. But there is one particular album that really took me by surprise, that really caught me off guard, to be honest, because this is Spooktober, a special Halloween month, because October is Halloween, and well, basically Halloween is October. In this series, we're going to, I'm going to give you the most scariest albums in the metal genre. And first we're going to focus on Carach Angren and their album, This Is No Fairytale. Now, in case you don't know, Carach Angren are a symphonic, orchestral, theatrical black metal band. The main focus is the theatrical elements. Like Carach Angren are quite, could you say they're similar to like Cradle of Filth and even Dimmu, except I feel that Carach Angren really focus on the theatrical aspects of things, and they do play around with many different genres like black metal, even black and death metal. And in This Is No Fairytale, they really play around with so many genres, and it is a fantastic concept album. An underrated concept album that no one has really talked about. The reason why I enjoy Carach Angren now, and I'm not going to shit on them anymore because I explored all of their discography, and my god, I'll probably do an album ranking about a Halloween. I love Carach Angren's lyrics. The lyrics, the storytelling, and some of these songs, or majority of the songs, are just horrific. You would say that Carach Angren are a spooky, a shock factor band. And yeah, This Is No Fairytale is no exception. What do you expect listening to Carach Angren? Expect some progressive elements, expect some technical elements as well, not to mention some atmospheric vibes, and vocals can be varied from shrieky black metal vocals to even death growls. Expect the unexpected when you listen to a Carach Angren album. So, on This Is No Fairytale, this was, I believe, their fourth studio album. They've released, I think, 6 studio albums with Frankensteiner Stratamanadus, I think it's called, which was their previous album, which was released in 2020. But we're focusing on This Is No Fairytale. You can tell this is on the fly, can't you? But we had Namtar on drums and percussion, Sarah Gore on guitars, vocals, lyrics, and he's also on songwriting, and Ardek on keyboards, orchestration. So Sarah Gore's vocals on this are absolutely fantastic, and let me give you an example of what this album sounds like. You can expect some black and death metal elements mixed with black metal elements with some progressive metal elements. Odd time signatures along with bombastic drummings, and not to mention some amazing guitar riffs. You can expect some avant-garde elements mixed with just spiraling melodies that will just melt your brain. And not to mention, the lyrics on this are just out of this world, including this concept album, which is about some kids trying to run away from home from their alcoholic, abusive father and also mother. Basically, this album is fantastic, and I really want to talk to you guys about this album. And yeah, I've heard this album many times now, and I think this is one of the best concept albums of all time. So, there are 9 tracks on this LP, running about 44 minutes. The shock factor is real on this. Expect some unbelievable shocking moments on this LP. So it leads on to Once Upon a Time, which is just an orchestral interlude and a build-up like a crescendo that leads on to There's No Place Like Home. I really love the orchestration on this, and not to mention the great guitar riffs and also the vocals. Cerebral's vocals are very dominant on this, incorporating more into death metal growls, and it's more black and death than anything. But I do love the odd time signatures that throw the listener off guard, and not to mention some really just dark elements on this, very atmospheric in tone. Production is phenomenal on this particular song, and not to mention There's No Place Like Home really tells a story. Again, it tells a story about these two children in this abusive home, abusive environment. Their mother is drugged up on pills and heroin, and their father is an alcoholic. These two parties fight. It looks to me that the children are getting abused, like fucking belted or something like that. And There's No Place Like Home really encapsulates the listener that we are in a domestic abusive environment here, and all the kids want to do was escape from this cruel world. And yeah, this is a fantastic song overall. You can't really listen to one song on this album because each song tells a story, tells like the continuation of the actual story, and leads on to When Crows Tick on Windows. This is one of the emotional songs of the album just because of what happens. So first of all, there's some frantic drumming, not to mention some bombastic blast beats and some great guitar rhythms. I love the solos on this, and not to mention Sergal's vocals are fantastic. He utilized more of those black metal shrieks, demonic growls he provides, but yeah, it is fantastic. I love just arrangements, orchestral arrangements that are built throughout When Crows Tick on Windows, and not to mention when the kids try to escape, they're like running on the road and all of a sudden there's a car behind them and it's actually their father. And this section, goddamn, they found him. Goddamn, they found him. His eyes glowed red like Satan himself. Really portraying that the father is the villain here and that he's more like Satan. Yeah, this is so damn good. Their lyrics are very deep. Like the kids try to escape from home, and they do, and they run through the bush, and like I said, the father captures them. What is really sad is when the violin are utilized on this particular song, When Crows Tick on Windows, basically represents that the boy and girl actually find their mother dead. Her wrist slit in the bathtub while the father's passed out. Now this is the moment when the kids finally realize that they need to get the fuck out of there. It's just the eerie moments and Sergal's vocals that are really emotional when he says, "Mother, no, mother." It's so damn good, especially the melodies. And you know that, yeah, this will probably bring a tear to your eyes if you actually follow the lyrics, because basically the children find their mother dead in the bathtub. And yeah, so next song is Two Flies Flew into a Black Sugar Cobweb. All right, so this is this is fantastic overall. There are some cabaret elements, like circus themes, because what happens next is pretty intense. But basically, there's some great guitar rhythms on this, not to mention some great drumming, and I love the prominent bass, but the orchestral arrangements are fantastic, some great piano work, and yes, Sergal's vocals are absolutely fantastic on this, and basically it's about the kids actually escaping from the house. They're escaping from the house and they actually go to the nearest town, and yeah, they're so happy, but then they bump into a clown, yes, a clown, and he promises them that, "Come with me, children, you'll get some pancakes, some candy, and everything like that." But what we don't realize is that this clown is none other than a killer clown. Yes, we're talking about like someone like Gacy. The children don't know that yet, but the orchestral arrangements and instrumental arrangements along with the songwriting are absolutely fantastic. Not to mention Sergal's vocals within that passage as he's talking like the clown is just so damn eerie, but it's got some great bounce to it. Ooh, one of the best songs off the album. But soon to be realized that the clown does actually kidnap the kids, and then it leads on to some weird shit like Dreaming of a Nightmare in Eden. This is like a reference to why this clown is doing what he is doing, and it's Dreaming of a Nightmare in Eden. And it is just just really graphic lyrically. Instrumentally wise, there's nothing much going on. You get some really nice vocals, those black metal aesthetics, and it does build, but this is a highly orchestral themed song, Dreaming of a Nightmare in Eden. Possessed by Craft of Witchery is next, and this is a fantastic song overall. It's a straightforward black metal song with some different odd time signatures and some riveting riffs on this. And Serigor's vocals are absolutely fantastic. You can tell which person is which on this, character-wise. And basically, the children wake up in this concrete chamber. Who would have thought pancakes in the lyrics would sound so damn menacing in a black metal song? But they do. So the clown promised pancakes, promised candy, promised gingerbread houses and everything like that. And nothing was to come to fruition. No, the kids are stuck in this concrete chamber, ready to be tortured by this killer clown. But what we don't know is how graphic this particular song can get. And it's also the orchestral elements that build this intensity, this animosity from this clown ready to strike, and ready to just absolutely destroy one of the kids. And he does, doesn't he? He actually gets the boy and stabs the boy to death, mutilates his face while his little sister watches this carnage, this chaos. It is brutal. And Serigor's vocals on this particular song are just so damn good. Just the harsh anger, vehemence that he just delivers towards the listener as the clown just absolutely brutalizes the little boy. Whoa, this is some graphic shit. But basically, this serial killer is going to kill this poor little girl as well while she watches her brother die. Brutal. We soon to find out through the narration, through Serigor's vocals, that in Possessed by Craft of Witchery, that he's being possessed by an entity, that the serial killer's being possessed by an entity, by a spirit, by a witch, and all this witch is doing this bad deed. Killed and Served by the Devil is another brutal song overall in terms of lyrics, because then we find out that the sister is forced to bury her brother and also forced to clean up the mess that the clown did. I can't think. You can tell this is on the fly. But yeah, overall, the instrumentals are fantastic. There's really nothing much I can say. That it's very melodic, this song, and it's so damn good. Just a really harsh and aggressive vocals he provides, the atmosphere, the tension. This little girl is then imprisoned in a cage and she is kept for months. This clown keeps her for months, ready to be sacrificed in a certain particular time. But it is then intended that she actually ate some of her little brother. Yes, when they're having dinner or something like that. But yeah, she is a prisoner and she is probably in the most world of pain. So then it leads on to The Witch Perished in Flames. Musically, this is fantastic. It's great overall. Some really harsh and aggressive vocals by Serigor, and I just love the drumming by Namtara as well. Great percussion, odd time signatures, not to mention some really great drum fills as well. And again, the orchestration is amazing. The Witch Perished in Flames is basically when this little girl, I think her name's Gretel, plans to actually do something to try and escape malicious beast, this malicious serial killer. And her plan is to basically set him alight to escape this menacing place. Every night they have dinner, and I'm guessing the serial killer's probably feeding her brother This is taking weeks in advance, and finally her time is to come. Her time is to come because the serial killer is going to sacrifice her to probably make the witch entity within him to become a lot more stronger, I'm guessing. Oh my god, she goes for the kill, doesn't she? I think she uses a fork or something, and she just keeps stabbing this killer clown over and over again. Sets the whole place on fire and runs. But the instrumentation on this is absolutely fantastic. The build up, the intensity. You think, what is going to happen next? What is going to happen next? But The Witch Perished in Flames is easily one of the best songs off the album. Finally, it's on to the last song, and again, it's a continuation. Now, at the end, I'm not actually going to ruin for you what's actually going to happen, but all I can say is that there is a shock at the end. I do love how they incorporate many different melodies from the other songs that leads onto the final encounter between this killer clown and the sister. Brutal in tone, love the guitar tone on this, and just the cool guitar licks you were getting. This is quite a progressive song as well. Just the eeriness of the conclusion is so damn good. Some great piano work, and Tragedy Ever After is a great way to end off the album. So overall, Carach Angren, This Is No Fairytale really took me by surprise. It's easily one of my most played albums by this band, and it's easily one of the best concept albums I've ever heard in my life. Cut story short, like I said, these two individuals try to escape from home, from their abusive mother and father. They realize that their mother is dead, witnessing her lying dead in the bathtub. So they run away from home, thinking they're gonna find a better life, but behold, they get captured by a killer clown that is possessed by a witch. The killer clown slaughters the brother, and she is forced to watch the brother die, imprisoned in the cage for like months, and then finally she goes for the kill. So I won't ruin what happens next, but you guys need to listen. You guys need to listen to this album. You guys need to read the lyrics as well, because this is one hell of a ride. So yeah, This Is No Fairytale by Carach Angren. In this Spooktober episode, I'm going to give this a solid 95%. One of my highest rating albums for black metal. Easily one of the best concept black metal albums of all time. It's fantastic. It's brilliant symphonic, orchestral, theatrical black metal. I was really wrong about Carach Angren. Really enjoy them now, and I just thought I'd share it with you guys. But yeah, I hope you did enjoy this really weird on-the-spot review, and I will see you in the next one.